Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have started with the lighting of this particular coffee stall over here. So there are various ways we can just light it up. We can start up with the photometric lights. Also you want, we can do the lighting with the V-ray lights as well. So I'll just go over here. I'll just set up a photometric light right now over here. Let's select this. I'll go over here. I'll slightly just make it straight. Select this. And if you want, we can just check this V-ray IPR, how it's going to look like over here. So if you want to see, we can just look at it, or I'll just off it for a while. Alright. Okay. So I'll just go over here, I'll just off this. I'll go into the rendering, I'll go into the environment, and I'll just remove the HDRI for now at least. Select this light, let's go over here and let's assign some template over here. I'll activate the shadow, I'll give some V-ray shadow over here, and I'll make it as uniform diffuse. And let's over here, we can just go over here and let's give some warm, and let's increase the percentage over here if required, and let's make it as target, and let's increase the intensity of it over here. If you want, you can slightly just go on increasing the intensity of this particular light, or make this as halogen over here, fluorescent warm white. Even you can work with the temperature of it if required over here, so that can be done. So I'll slightly just shuffle this up over here. I'll duplicate this light and let's make this as a copy, or I'll just make it as instance for now. So I can just give a bit of instance to it. Press again shift and again duplicate it. So I'm going to put some lights over here for this. Let's save the file. Let's go into the rendering, let's go into the render setup, and into that what I can do over here is like, I'll just go into this V-ray, I'll go into the filter, I'll keep it as Catmull room, and into the environment, if you want you can off the GI environment, make this as exponential. Alright, and let's render it once and see how it's going to look like. So we have assigned some basic lights, that's photometric lights over here. So it's not closed. If you want to keep it closed, it is not possible because it is a coffee stall over here. Again, I'll go over here. Let's see how it's going to affect. Let's go over here. Let's activate this near and far attenuation, and I'll just activate this IPR settings over here, and I'll go over here and I'll just activate this stuff. As you can see, it's going to light up in this way, but this color doesn't go with it. I can just slightly change the color. So we can just change the color of it. So whatever the color you want, you can go with the color. That's a Kelvin over here. So we can just define a Kelvin. And if you want to go with some temperature, and we also have this lights, so I'll just go over here, fluorescent warm, and let's slightly just reduce the lights. So I can just go over here, I'll just make this as 20. So how much you want, you can just keep that. So the light which we have used over here, that's very high, so we can just reduce a bit if required, because this is very, we also have a fluorescent web. We do have this, some different kinds of lights over here. 50 watts bulb, 100 watts bulb, make it as diffuse, and let's increase its luminance. So you can just increase the luminance over here if you are using this bulb light. Also we have a target, we can activate this target. Also we can go with this a bit of temperature over here. So let's set the temperature as required and increase the lights. So again I'll go over here, I'll just off this, and let's render it once. Alright, it's going to illuminate the scene from that particular angle. Now what I can do over here is like, I can just go over here and let's go into the lights, and let's take a V-ray light. So I'll just take one V-ray light. I'm not taking a V-ray sunlight, but I'll take a V-ray light over here. I'm going to put the light from this axis. Push this up. Now let's go over here, go into the modify, let's go into the temperature. So I'll just save the file once over here, and now again I'll go into the IPR. As you see that the light is very high, so we need to illuminate it definitely, but I'll just go over here and I'll just change the temperature of it. I'll make it to 0.5. Over here I'll go into the options, double-sided, invisible, so you can off the double-sided, no decay. And let's again go over here and into the texture, I'll just increase this 0.05, so I can slightly reduce over here. I'll go over here and let's put a camera. So we need to assign a camera over here as well. So how we can assign a camera? First let's set the view over here correctly. So first we need to set the view in the right way. So you can just, first I have not assigned a camera, you can just keep on moving it with the help of this mouse button, the arrow keys. So let's shuffle that with the help of arrow keys, and once you feel that one of my area is locked correctly. I'll press Shift and F, show save frames. I'll again go over here, I'll push it up in this way, and let's render this. Okay, now press Ctrl C. So if you press Ctrl C, the camera will be placed at that particular part from it. And now let's again render this. So let's render this. So as you can see, we have a light which is illuminating. So you can see the shadows over here. So we have kept a light over here. Now what I can do over here is like, I'll again go over here, select this light and slightly increase the intensity, and also I'll just go over here and we can slightly change the temperature if required. So you can increase the intensity of light, and also I have changed the temperature. So as you can see, alright. So you can, again I'll go over here, let's go into the perspective. Let's check the IPS settings. I think this temperature is okay. I'll give the intensity as 1. I think this looks much better. Let's save the file over here. So whatever lights you are putting over here, make sure you're working accordingly with the temperatures and all this. So we have already assigned a bulb over here. I'm increasing the intensity of it, and with that, if you want to change the Kelvin and all this, I can easily do that. I can slightly change the temperature of this for the inside lights. That can be done in this way. And let's render it once. Okay. We can make it much lighter a bit. So slightly reduce the intensities of it. Also push it towards the white a bit and reduce the intensity. Much better now. Let's save the file once and let's render it again. So there are many ways you can even only go with the V-ray lights. Even if you want, you can just close the area. So we don't have any closed area, or we could have only used the photometric lights over here. So I'm not using any kind of a sunlight also. I've not put any HDRI yet. So if you want, we can go with an HDRI if required. So I can just go over here. I'll go into the material editor. So let's go into the material editor. So let's go over here. Let's click here. Let's say V-ray HDRI. I'm just going into this HDRI. Let's go into this and let's call an HDRI map over here. So we have an HDRI map. So what I'll be doing over here is like I'll be just taking an HDRI map, whichever the best HDRI, we can just use that. So let's take any HDRI map and let's assign it, make it as spherical, ground projection, and also you can just select this light and let's drag this on top of it. And now let's render it once again if you want to see how it looks like. So we have assigned one HDRI map over here onto the light. That's the texture property. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. That's KO Tutorials. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the coming tutorial. So thanks for watching this tutorial.